What is up, everybody? It's Monday night. We are back for the BETQL Market Watch. I'm your host, Tony Cotillo, and as always, we have a ton of topics to talk about. We got live bets going on. We got scores that are going to pop up. We got PR disasters in San Francisco. We got quarterback changes. We got trades. We got amazing baseball news. We got so much going on. But the best thing about it is we're here to talk about it. Okay. So, number one, as always, make sure you like and subscribe. As I always say, very, very simple. Like and subscribe. You like the show? Subscribe. Let me know what did you get beat by today? What are your best bets when we talk about that? Share the show to your friends, man. Let's get this going because again, I love talking sports and betting. And fantasy football, obviously. And this is always a fun concept to do. As always, BetQL is where you find us. BetQL app on YouTube. Very simple. If you are on X, at BetQL app. And speaking of X, okay, got a good vote going on right now. So I'm very curious to see where everybody is in it. And we're talking about the Philadelphia Phillies as a vote. The Philadelphia Phillies have had an absolute resurgence. Okay. We talked about this on the last show. The Dodgers in the NL have almost come down to even money. They're almost on the end of plus money. They were minus 170, now they're minus 105 to win the NL East. I mean, the National League, not the NL East. I'm sorry, the National League. The Phillies are still 8-1 at plus 800. So what I want to know is, are you taking the bet? Because I'm telling you right now, I think there is a ton of value. Okay. I think there is a ton of value when we talk about the Phillies winning the National League at 8-1. Again, let me know. Get over to that BetQL app. Make sure your vote is present or get in the comments right now. Let me know what you think because, finding value right now with about 30 games left, 25 games left, is not easy. Right? It's really not. Finding value is not easy. Right now, I think of all the of all the leagues, of all the numbers right now, not just because I am in Philadelphia, but because what we've seen. Let's talk about this for a second. What this team has been able to do at this very moment, they're doing it with two pitchers in Zach Wheeler and Christopher Sanchez, who are nowhere near where they were. Okay. Nowhere near where they were. And then they have two guys, one in Aaron Nola, one in Andrew Painter, who all of a sudden are pitching like rock stars. A little early on Painter to say, hey, he's arrived. But Aaron Nola, like we'll get into because he's a pitcher we're going to look at tomorrow for tomorrow's games over there in Seattle. He's been amazing. Like literally, like he's been amazing. Compared to what we have witnessed of Aaron Nola, he's been absolutely amazing. So again, I want to hear from you. 8-1 plus 800. The Philadelphia Phillies to win the National League. That's over there on DraftKings right now. That line is over. Okay. I mean, is plus 800. So curious. Where do you stay on that? Get over there at BetQL app on all social formats. And as always, don't forget to get over there, betql.co, and get that 3-day trial. And I continue to tell everybody, man, because you get the trial, and after the trial's done, you're going to get your 20% off. And on top of that, you're going to get me. I'm going to be your own person that you can bounce things off of. Hey, how do I get over here? Can you help me with over there? So again, the Philadelphia, I can't say it's enough, man. I mean, and like we watched it, the unbelievable comeback. Okay, the comeback, Kyle Schwarber. Okay, Philadelphia Phillies come back in the ninth inning, and when these things happen, it makes you think. Like we've seen this before, right? We've seen this play out, but this is a little different, I think, because you're not doing it with the guys that you expected to be done, and it just listen. Nobody was more May than me when it came to the trade deadline in Philadelphia, and they got Luis Ariz. Like, I love Luis Arraez, right? But I wasn't like, oh, I don't know, man. Like, I was like, okay. I didn't realize. And then I blasted Mattingly for putting him in cleanup, and I thought it was ridiculous. Hey, you got a guy who's a leadoff hitter, something that, we've always wanted. And, we never really had your traditional, prototypical leadoff hitter. And then you put him in cleanup. I thought he was an idiot, right? But it shows you that I was the idiot because it was brilliant. It gave Bryce Harper protection in the lineup. It's elevated the rest of these guys to another level, and it's giving you the middle of the lineup that's just, listen, it's you can't get by it, right? You just can't get by it, and then you have guys, underneath like a Bryson Stott who's had an unbelievable month. Okay, I mean we can't talk about that enough, and you're doing this again with that without Trey Turner, who, listen, I think we've all seen the best of Trey Turner. It's going to go down as one of the worst contracts in Major League Baseball history in the last 5 or 6 or 7 years. Right? I don't think there's any secret about that. So again, though, doing it with the pitchers that they're doing it with, okay, with the pit, again, this hasn't been led by Christopher Sanchez and Zach Wheeler. This has been led by Jesus Luzardo, who again is an absolute stud. I've said that since day one. This has been led by Aaron Nola. Okay, his last 2+ starts has been led by Andrew Painter. Okay, guys that you're not expecting. So that's why I look at this number at plus 800 for the Philadelphia Phillies over there at DraftKings. And I say to myself, to win the National League, and you start to see the Dodgers numbers dropping. Okay, the Dodger number is dropping. You start to see that, and I'm like, okay, I see this. This is the opening now. This is the opening for the value that we want to talk about, and I think that's extremely important. But let's get again to some other news, shall we? Because we do have a live bet going on. I'll get to that in a minute. All right, I'll get to that in a minute. We got a WNBA live bet going on right now, but the side market topic of the day is these 49ers that just cannot stay out of trouble. Like, again, I don't know what else to say. But we have to talk about this, okay? We have to talk about it. 49ers owner Jed York is arrested for prostitute activity, right? For legitimately ordering a prostitute. The crazy thing, I have to listen. We have to break this down for a minute because I need to understand something. Okay, I need to understand something. I am a huge believer, or I shouldn't say believer. I am a believer that when you become obviously rich and famous, and you have the opportunity to buy whatever you want, and not just material things, you have the opportunity to buy whatever you want. Remember this: buy whatever you want. Okay, so based on that, I look at this story, and it says, I gotta I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure this out. So he was arranged to have sexual activity with a female for $140 in a trailer park. Listen. I mean, everybody has their thing. Okay. And again, it's not my place to say what was going on in this guy's mind. But my point of this whole thing is you are obviously a millionaire, billionaire, whatever you are. You own the San Francisco 49ers. And you're going down to $140 when there's pretty high safe escort services all over, I would think. Right? I would think. I mean, what the hell are you doing? I don't understand. Like, did you have a moment? Did you have a moment? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And listen, I'm not even going to get into. I know people are slamming the guy. oh, is married at the time. Listen, I'm not going to even get into that because nobody ever knows the situation. That's one thing I will always say. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody understands what's going on internally in anybody's home. Nobody has any idea. There's people, crazy ass people out there with open marriages and all kinds of stuff. Listen, it's not even my place to think about that. What I'm saying is if this guy wanted to go do the dirty somewhere, right? And he wanted to pay for it. Why the hell would he go $140 or a trailer park? This is the same thing. What I don't understand when these players get popped for DUIs, bro. You have millions of dollars. You can have somebody to pick you up in a drop of a bucket. Like anytime you need it, they're there at your door. There's this thing called Uber and Lyft, bro. You have everything. That's just being lazy. That's just being lazy. And not to mention that the 49ers have been an absolute disaster, right? We're still talking about Kyle Shanahan with this secretive crash. Remember, he wasn't even sure if he was going to be on the sideline or when he was going to be there. And now all of a sudden, now you have another PR disaster in the owner and Jed York. It's crazy. Listen, as a public relations guy myself, okay, who is in the communication world, who represent players, I represent other people. And I am telling you right now, this is an absolute PR disaster. There's no sweeping this under the rug. So, like, again, there's no sweeping this under the rug. They're going to have it. Obviously, you know what's going to happen. They're coming out with a statement, right? That it's already going to be PR driven. They're going to craft it for them. Going to be on a teleprompter. Here, Jed, this is what you say. This is what you do. The problem is, listen, you're getting ready and you're getting geared up for an NFL season. And I'm sorry, it's bad enough that you have all the questions about your head coach. And again, I don't no comment on what happened. Nobody really absolutely knows, but it's just bad press will destroy a locker room. It just will. Right? It just will. And then when again, you know, you're the owner of a team, and now that's the culture. Like again, it's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. And again, this has nothing to do with the guy wanting to get what he wanted. Like, go for it, bro. Like, that's all you. My point is, why? Why take the risk when you're in that position for that area? Like go with those high trafficked, high class escort services, bro. That's in your league, man. Where you walk in and everything's hush hush. Right? You got to sign waivers. You got to sign all that. Like, those things exist. Why wouldn't you be using that? Were you cheap? Like, was that what it was? You didn't think the Niners were going to get enough revenue this year? So, oh man, it's just terrible. Just terrible. Again, this is the BETQL Market Watch. I'm Tony Dixon-Cotillo. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Get over to the YouTube page, man. Let me know what's going on. Get involved in the conversation. We're talking about the Phillies right now at plus 800 at 8-1 for the win the National League. I think it's extreme value. Do you? What the hell is going on in San Francisco? Right? Bad PR disaster. Okay. And then let's talk about the other news in the NFL. So before we get to some MLB tomorrow and the live bet that we're gonna live look in and see where we're at. But Deshaun Watson, he's back. Deshaun Watson named the opening day starter in Cleveland. And am I surprised? No. Am I shocked? No. And do I believe this had to do with his play? No. This was 100% money driven, in my opinion. Listen, this dude did not. Are you kidding me? Are you going to tell me he earned this in trade? Like, again, and the dude sucked the last preseason game, 5 of 12, 35 yards and a pick. Right? It's unfortunate that we've seen the best of Deshaun Watson. I know he's 30 years old now, but again, as a quarterback, like he should be just like he should be like right at the mid prime, right? He's got like another good, you know, 3, 4, possibly 5 years. If he was on his game, man, it's a shame. I mean, I remember in Houston before all these allegations and when he was balling out, and I was like, dude, this is like he's like the Michael Jordan of football. And the reason why I said that was not his ability, but his ability, like his raw ability. It was his ability to do things that we haven't seen at that time. I mean, this dude was extremely special. Okay. And Cleveland, it just showed Cleveland has no idea what the hell they're doing. Right. Like Todd Monken takes that job. Like the ownership sucks. Right. The whole structure sucks. It's just a nightmare. Right. He had to choose between Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, and Deshaun Watson. I personally went with you. I would go with Shedeur Sanders. Right. If you're talking no money involved, no contracts, no ramifications, you're going with Shedeur. That's what you're doing. You're trying to see what's this kid got. Legitimately, to come out here and say he gives us that Deshaun Watson gives us the best ability to win games is so ridiculous to me. So ridiculous. You're not watching the same thing. This dude has been checked out. Okay. It showed. The first thing he worried about was how the fans were going to perceive him. Right? He's talking about the boos, talking about I thought something different, but he's okay. Like, stop, bro. It's already in your head. He's already checked out. Come on, man. Monken says the decision to start Watson will not be week to week. Of course not. He's going to say that. He has to. This is all about money, man. This is all about money. The only way Deshaun Watson was not going to start for the Cleveland Browns this year was if he was injured or he just couldn't even throw a football. That's the only way. That is the only way he was not going to, again, he was not going to play. Okay? The first two games are on the road. So listen, maybe they felt like, you know what, he gets away from the Cleveland crowd. Hopefully he has a couple good games. When he comes back, everybody cheer, yay, Deshaun, we love you again, right? Come on, man. This is all about 5 years, $230 million of guaranteed money given to him in 2022. Okay? This is what this is about. We want some kind of return on our investment, right? Some kind of return on our investment. That's all this is. That's all this is. And guess what? I don't know what that return is going to be. Okay? I have no idea what that return was going to be. Okay? Because again, it's not going to be winning games. If you think Deshaun Watson is going to come out here and win a bunch of games, you're crazy. It's unfortunate. Okay. And I don't want to be that guy, but it is unfortunate because you just watch the body language, right? Just watch the body language. Unfortunately, it's a telltale sign. So again, Deshaun Watson, honestly, do you think that's the right call? Would you have taken and started Deshaun Watson, or would you have started Shedeur Sanders, or would you have started Dillon Gabriel? I'm curious. Which one would you have started? If you're live, check in the comments. Let me know. Who would you have started? If you're watching this afterwards on YouTube, okay, get involved in the comments. Who would you have started? I'm curious because I know I damn sure would have started Shedeur, not Deshaun Watson. It is, listen, it is what it is, man. It's a very simple decision to me. And then one more thing we'll get into before we get into the live bet is the trade. Now, we were just on here last week and we talked about the Houston Texans. Obviously, we were hyping up Jaden Higgins before the ACL injury. I thought he was going to be a stud as a wide receiver too. And what I mean stud is a wide receiver too with tremendous value based on where he would be drafted, based on where you could get him in the prop market. I thought he was going to be fantastic. Then he tears his ACL. And then it's that argument. It's going to be Tank Dell, Xavier Hutchinson. I chose the latter. I was like, I kind of like Xavier Hutchinson. I think that, in my opinion, that's the guy that you target, right? When you target Xavier Hutchinson. Well, guess what? They show me it doesn't matter, because now what we're gonna do is now we're gonna go out and trade for a guy that I love in Keishon Butte. Okay, we're gonna bring Keishon Butte over from the New England Patriots. Okay, and we're gonna insert him right as our wide receiver number 2. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I do. I love the trade. Okay. He had 525 and 6 TDs as a rookie. Okay. We watched him. He had some issues with drops. Okay. 10 games last year he started. He only was 33, 551, and 6 touchdowns, but 33 catches for 551 shows that he's a big play receiver. He has that ability, right? But he has the ability to really, really intensify his abilities within the red zone. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay. Bringing over AJ Brown and Romeo Dobbs, that made him expendable. Okay. Houston sends Jalen Reed, okay, as a 6th-round rookie in 2025. They sent him over, and a 2020 7th-round pick. I mean, it's a no-brainer for both teams, right? Butte was barely going to be used. Okay. Now he comes over, and this is great for him because, again, this is going to be his 2nd year. And you know what happens next year, his 3rd year, and then next year start playing for money. Right? He starts playing for money. So he could be in a really good spot here with CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans. I can't wait to see what his prop numbers are going to be, man. I do. I cannot wait to see. I think it's a brilliant move. Brilliant move. Let's do a live look in. We got a live bet going on right now before we get to tomorrow. And it's just a little combo bet. Okay, we got a combo, and we put units on each single bet. And I'll tell you what, I could not believe Angel Reese was minus 380 to get a double. That is insanity to me. That's how good Angel Reese has been, right? That's how good Angel Reese has been. It's crazy, right? It's absolutely crazy. So what I did was, there's no value in minus 380. I don't think you don't even have to be a expert bettor to understand that, right? That's like a whole crate of orange juice based into that number. But there's one thing you can do, is you can get creative, right? When you put her into a combo, or look at the other numbers, right? There might even be value in the rebound numbers. I'm a big PRA guy. I love the PRA because I think it gives multiple options, right? If maybe one night she's dishing out a little more than she's getting on the boards. Maybe she's getting more boards than she's actually scoring points. It happens, right? But either way, it's a really good bet. So we took the 30 or more PRA for Angel Reese. I really like that number. I mean, her last 10 games have been ridiculous. And then I took Alicia Gray, and I took her with 3 dimes. Okay. Because I love what she's been able to do as not only as a scorer, but as a distributor. And when you're playing with Angel Reese, right? You're playing with Angel Reese. Look, that's something where, you're always going to have that outlet, right? You're always going to have that outlet. So I really, really like that. So right now, what we look at, we have Alicia Gray at 1 dime in the first quarter, still 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and Angel Reese already with 3 rebounds and 2 points. So she's already got 5 of that PRA. So again, that game is live on Peacock. We're going to continue to live looking on that bet to see where, if we can hit, because I have to apologize. I do. Every now and then, I do get a little crazy. I do. I go against the grain sometimes. And I listen, I thought this was going to be Jose Urquidy day. I called it Jose Urquidy. I was all in on Jose Urquidy. Listen, we have a ton of amazing metrics and analytics over here at BetQL. A ton of them, right? And then I have my gut, right, which is fairly large at times, depending on what I'm eating, because I am from Philly and I love cheesesteaks. But looking at all the optics of the situation with Urquidy, and I was like, look, I understand he hasn't started a game yet since 2023. And I understand that he came in a relief role, but he did pitch 6 innings and struck out 8 against the Chicago Cubs. I looked specifically at the baseline. His K baseline was over 3.5. So I just said to myself, listen, even if this guy's capped at 5 innings, even if it's 4, with his strikeout potential, the way he's been dealing coming out of the pen, and in those 6 innings against a pretty prolific offense, okay, with a guy that's looking, obviously, with my man Crow Armstrong, with PCA looking for MVP votes, that's pretty impressive to me. So I bought in. I know, and I said it in the video. I said, everybody said, tread lightly, tread lightly. I said, screw it. Sometimes Jigsaw don't tread lightly. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity, and I'm going to go all in. Because it was over 3.5. It was minus 160, 161. I was like, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to ladder it. And I did. This dude couldn't even get 44 pitches in the first inning. 93 pitches in 3. Like, this dude couldn't get anybody out. And I did allude to this, right? I did allude to it. Again, if you get over to BetQL, so you sign up, you get in our live chat. And I'm always in a live chat. My name's Bet with Jigsaw. And in the chat, I specifically mentioned, like, the only thing I could think of to why that number was so low is the mindset, right? The books are looking at the mindset. The books are looking at the guy, and they're saying, you know what? Here's a guy right here who hasn't started in 2023. I know he pitched really well out of the pen and went in long relief, right? Just like a starter would have an opener, right? Same kind of thing. But for some reason, when you start a game, as opposed to coming out of the pen, your mindset could shift a little bit. And because of that, maybe that's why the number was very attainable, right? Maybe that's why that number, it was a teaser. It was teasing me. Well, I took it. And I apologize because it went to shit right away. Like, we knew after the first inning that wasn't going to hit. We just knew it. It sucks. It's unfortunate. I apologize. It happens, right? It's the life of a bettor. Like, I took a risk. I went all in. And then I did the no-no I should never do. This is what I will tell you. I did a no-no that I should never do. And I did a parlay. Okay. I did a parlay. And it was a 3-leg parlay plus 323. But unfortunately, what I did was I threw Urquidy in there. And I shouldn't have done it. I threw Urquidy in there. And because I threw him in there, that was already done too. That's what you never should do. Okay? You should never, ever, ever do that, because if he's bad in one, it wipes out the other. And that's totally on me. Right? That's totally on me. The other one was Parker Messick, the race to 3 Ks. Okay. And right now, we would have lost that one too, because guess what? Clausen has 3 already. So we lost that one. Right. So this is a bad beat night for us, man. It's a bad beat. Listen, the market mover's been really good, but the unfortunately was not good right now. Was not good right now. And we went with the over 3.5 Ks for Framber Valdez. And guess how many he got? 0. That's good, man. You got to get kicked in the nuts every now and then. You do. You got to get kicked in the nuts every now and then. You get kicked in the nuts and good things happen, right? Ride no streaks for a while. You get kicked in the nuts and good things happen, man. Make sure you like, subscribe over here at BetQL. Let's continue the conversation. We're talking about the PR disaster in San Francisco. We're talking about the Phillies at plus 800. Are they a value bet to win the National League? I think they are. Get over there at BetQL app and give me your votes. Do you think the Sean Watson start is the right decision? I don't know. We got a live bet. I think it's the wrong one. Shador should have started. I got a live bet going on right now. Angel Reese, 30 plus PRA. Alicia Gray, 3 or more assists. Let's look at some MLB for tomorrow. Okay, let's look at some MLB for tomorrow. First game up I want to look at is let's talk about Tampa Bay and Detroit. Now, we just talked about Framber Valdez really kicking us in the nuts, okay? Really, really kicking us in the nuts. It sucks, but he did. He kicked us in the nuts, okay? And he got a 0. But we're going to come back tomorrow, okay? But we're not going to go on the Detroit side, okay? We're going to go on the Tampa side. And I really, really like what I've seen out of Seymour. Okay. 33 strikeouts, 6 innings pitched the last 4 games. That means he's at least hit 6. Okay. And he has 33 total in 4 games. Here's the thing: gives up hits, big hits, meaning like home runs. Yet he still gets the Ks. He still gets the Ks. So again, I like that. Tonight, Rasmussen pitched fantastic. Okay, he only gave out 3 hits, 1 home run, 5 Ks against Detroit. All right, Tampa's a really good pitching team. So I love this bet that I don't know the odds of yet. Okay, because the prop isn't out yet. Now, it could be. I'm going to check it right now because every now and then they come out while we're on. And here we go. Okay, we are out right now. So Ian Seymour, over 5.5 Ks. Over 5.5. I like that number. And I'm going to ladder it up to 7. So we're going to go 6 or more and 7 or more. Now, again, looking at him, 33 in 4 games. Again, look at that. It's very simple, right? Very, very simple when you look at it. All we need, okay, all we need him is to be just as dominant as he's been. And based on what we saw tonight, I think that's extremely possible. Okay. I go by a lot of trends, right? I do. I love going by trends. But again, I can't get past the fact that this dude has gone at least 6 innings and has 33 strikes. I mean, listen, he's got his lowest has been 7. Okay. His low, and he's faced some pretty good offensive teams. Like he struck out 9 at Colorado. Colorado's been putting up some offensive numbers. Okay. He had, like, again, Toronto. He gave up 3 home runs his last game. 3 home runs. He lost the game, but I don't care if he loses 10 games. He struck out 8 and went 5 innings. So give me Ian Seymour tomorrow. Okay, give me Ian Seymour at 6 or more strikeouts at -106, and you can get him at 7 or more right now at +200. I do not think that is going to last. I do not think that's going to last. My man Javon checking in says, I'm looking at Zach Thornton under 3.5 Ks at +128 in FanDuel versus Milwaukee. He had solid stuff, but doesn't have one. You know what? That's so true. Some guy, like, I feel like he's a guy, Javon, it's like, still trying to figure it out. Right? Someday they have all these different pitches. They can't really master one. Command gets a little crazy because they're trying to do so many different things. So, and that's plus money. You know how we love a plus money. I love the plus money. So I like that bet. I like that. Again, just show every that's my man Javon. Make sure you give him a follow at Javon Alford. Okay. At Zach Thornton, man. Looking at Zach Thornton under 3.5 Ks. I dig it. I dig the under at 3.5. I dig it a lot. So we're gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna type this in the chat so everybody gets it. Okay, we're gonna go Ian Seymour. Okay, 6+ and 7+ Ks tomorrow. All right, we're gonna hit that right there. Okay, That's what we're gonna go. Ian Seymour 6+ and 7+ Ks. I like it. I like it. Now let's look at the next game that I like, and we're gonna go in Philadelphia. Okay, I'm gonna go Philadelphia. I'm gonna go Philly, Seattle. Now, right now, Philly's getting smoked 5-2. And I'm gonna tell you what, man. I did not take anything to do with Zach Wheeler. I am not. I think something is wrong with Zach Wheeler. I hope it sucks, but his command. Listen, I don't care. I don't care as much about velo that some people do when they feel like something's wrong with a pitcher than when I look at command. A guy that's like his command, he's meticulous with painting the corners. And when he's walking 4 or 5 guys in a game, something ain't right. Something's not right. So let's see, like tonight, let's see what Zach again. As I'm live, I'm here. Zach Wheeler, he gave up 4 hits, only strike out 3. His percentage is terrible. 31. Well, actually, no, actually, it's 31 strikes and 48 pitches. It's actually pretty damn good, but he walked 2 again. Like he walked 2 again. I can't believe what's going on, man. It's bad. It's bad right now. So, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to look at the Phillies tomorrow, and man, has anybody been better than Aaron Nola? Like, who could have? Like, honestly, who the hell could have foreseen that? Right? Who could have foreseen that? Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. Now, I looked at Aaron Nola, okay? And this is before the props came out. This is what I do. When I prepare for the show, I'm looking at specific guys based on the line moving over there at BETQL. And again, if you're on YouTube for the first time watching BETQL, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Get involved in the conversation. Give me a comment. Do you feel like we're talking the vote, the Phillies, 8-1 odds to win the National League? Do you buy in at 8-1 odds at value? Okay. Is Deshaun Watson starting the right decision? I feel like it should have been Shador. Are the 49ers cooked because of the PR disaster out there? Keyshawn Butte, instantly, wide receiver 2 gets traded from New England to Houston, and boom, instantly, he is going to be, in my opinion, a prop monster for the Houston Texans. And right now, we're talking MLB bets for tomorrow. Philly, Seattle. I'm looking at the Nola ladder. I put on my notes, okay? I put on my notes, Nola ladder alert, okay? He's been fantastic, averaging 5.6 innings pitched and 7 Ks per over his last 5 starts. He has 25 strikeouts in his last 3. Right now, on FanDuel, Aaron Nola is over. Listen, you got to lock this number in right now. Lock this number in right now. Over 5.5 at -132. Okay, over 5. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna ladder Nola up too. I am. I don't, especially seeing what Seattle's doing tonight. I think Nola's always been able to come in and be the silencer. Okay. So we're going to go Aaron Nola. I'm going to type this in the chat. We're going to go Aaron Nola. And Javon says, hold on, Javon, I'll get to that 1 second. Let me Aaron Nola. We're going to go over. We're just going to do the same thing. We're going to go 6+ and 7+ Ks. All right. I think this is a great number. Okay. I think this is a great number because again, you're getting -132. It's just about, to me, like it's just about getting juiced out of territory, right? I think tomorrow, as you get closer, I think that number is going to be -140, -150. Okay. And again, you're right now, if you go over to FanDuel, you're getting +146 on a 7 or more. If you want to get crazy and you think he's got 8 in him, he's at 3-1 +300. So I may drop a little shekel on that as well. We shall see. But that's so Ian Seymour, I'm looking at Okay, we talked about, and we're going to look at Aaron Nola tomorrow, right there at six or more and seven or more. Javon checking in. Yeah, man. Listen, Javon, I am a huge believer in Keyshawn Booty. Um, he's going to be listen. I thought Jaden Higgins was going to have a phenomenal year as a wide receiver too. The one thing about Nico Collins is he does have issues at times going out of games, missing a game here or there. Tank Dell coming back from a pretty severe injury. We all know about that. Can he, automatically assume? But here's the thing about, to me, Tank Dell doesn't assume the role of Jaden Higgins, totally different receiver. So I love that. Everybody's talking about Tank Dell being the wide receiver too, and I think that's crazy. I think Tank Dell will continue to be the WR3 in this offense because I think Butte is the guy that lines up side by side with Nico Collins, and I think he's going to be the beneficiary of all that rollover coverage that goes to Nico. And Butte, listen, Butte for DFS purposes, just like you said, he's going to have a lot of value. He's going to have a lot of value. And I bet you, I can't wait to start doing week one props. I think he's going to have extreme value in week one. Extreme value week one. Because again, people are going to say he's got to learn the offense. He's got to get acclimated. His numbers are going to be super low. And this guy knows how to find the end zone. This guy knows how to find the end zone. So let's keep talking about Keyshawn Butte for sure. Let's do a live look in right now because I got one more MLB game to talk about. I want to see where we're at with our bets with Angel Reese and Alicia Gray. So right now we got the Sparks are up 29-25 on the Dream. We got 6 minutes left in the second quarter. And Angel Reese already with 8 friggin' boards. Okay. Already Angel Reese with 8 boards. So right now, our PRA we're trying to hit is 30. And we are at 12 for Angel Reese. Okay. And then let's look at, again, we have Alicia Gray, who's already hit. She's already hit. So we cash another one. Alicia Gray, let's put this in the chat. We cash Alicia Gray. All right. Alicia Gray. We cash her 3 or more assists. Boom. We cashed that one. So we cashed Alicia Gray. Sorry for the misspelling there. It happens because I'm doing everything on my own. So we get one leg. So we hit the single bet. Okay. We're trying to hit the combo. All right. So we're trying to hit the combo. So again, that's what we do over here at BETQL, man. And again, that's another bet that was live in the chat over at BETQL that I put out there, going WNBA, get a 30% profit. So what I did was for DK is I took the 30% profit boost. And what I wanted to do is, here's what happened. I got it for the combo. So I got it for the combo. And then what I did was I said, you know what? I said, let me not only combo, but I'm going to single bet these like I normally do. So I put a unity on each of them and I comboed it up. Okay. I comboed it up. So let's look at the last game that we're going to look at for Major League Baseball tomorrow. And that's going to be Minnesota. Okay. And Oakland. Okay. Let's look at that game. Yeah, let's look at this game right here because I'm going to look at some Taj Bradley value. Okay. So let's see if we can get Taj Bradley value. Now, before I even pull this up, okay, I want to let you know what my notes say. Now, because again, I do the notes before the game props go live. All right. My notes say Minnesota, Oakland looking for tomorrow. Taj Bradley value. His command has been inconsistent and K rate is all over. 7, 3, 7, 2, 10. Ridiculous. Remarkably inconsistent. Okay. If it opens up at 5.5 with low juice. We're hitting it. Also, we'll look for the race to 3Ks against the very volatile Gage jump from Oakland. So let me open up FanDuel right now, who always has the props the earliest. And let me see. And right now, there are no props yet for that game. So that's the one game we cannot throw a prop out for. Okay. So that will most likely be the market mover play tomorrow. And that'll be in the chat over there at BETQL. Okay. That'll be over there at the chat at BETQL. But for right now, remember, this is already what we're looking at. We're looking at Aaron Nola, 6 and 7 Ks for tomorrow. We're looking at Ian Seymour, 6 and 7 Ks at Tampa Bay against those Detroit Lions. Right now, we got the live bet going on. Okay, that will continue to follow offline with Angel Reese. Okay, Angel Reese, 30 PRA, 30 or more PRA. She doesn't have a dime at all, but she's got 6 points and 8 rebounds. So she's sitting here at 14. All right, and we have 5 minutes left in the second. All right, and this game is close, which I like. That's a good thing. I was a little afraid of that. Right, I was a little afraid of that because you got to listen. You got a game with the Dream who's 12 and 7 away, and the Sparks are 6 and 12 at home. So, and the Sparks aren't a very good team anyway. So I'm looking at this and I'm going, man, we're going to get screwed here if this game gets out of hand. So the good thing is the Sparks are actually pulling away a little bit with a lead, 5 points in the second quarter, which just is going to keep Angel Reese on the floor. So we've already cashed Alicia Gray, okay, at 3 or more assists. So now we're looking at Angel Reese. My man Javon says for WNBA, I think there's value in Kiki double-double. Ooh, look at that. See, this is, can I just say something? And this is just me being who I am, okay? This is why, okay? Get involved, okay? This is what I love building this community. Me and Javon go way back. Okay, you're gonna see people that pop in here. Javon, you're gonna see my man Vegas chopping in, Japan chopping in. Okay, my man Steve chopping in. Right, my man Joe chopping in. The normal suspects. Okay, and I call them suspects because they're good dudes. Okay, meaning that they're always involved. And we built this community where we're trying to help each other out. Okay, so if you're following over there on X, because we already have over 100 live. We have 100 live viewers right now. Okay, out of those 100 live viewers, man, get over a little bit to the BETQL YouTube page. Okay, and like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come and get involved in the conversation. Like Javon, and bring your bets, bring your plays, like Javon just did. Like I would have never even looked at Kiki, right? Because again, I'm looking at so many other things, but now look at a double-double at plus money tomorrow versus Phoenix. Very, very capable bet. And 3 straight games with a double-double. Oh, I like that. We're going to have to hit that after, man. I'm going to have to hit that after. All right, so real fast, Angel Reese finally on the board with a dime. So we got Angel Reese at 16. She's more than halfway there with 3.5 minutes in the second quarter. Oh, man, listen, if we can hit the combo plus the 2 single unit bets, it's absolutely going to help me with the loss of Jose Urquidy, okay? Because he screwed me big time. I got to come back with something here, right? People would be like, dude, what am I listening to this idiot for? You don't even know what the hell he's talking about, right? So this will be great if we can hit that WNBA combo. It would be fantastic. So let's see. We'll see what happens as we continue to finish it live offline. A lot of good things coming up, okay, as far as NFL season. But I do have to ask for people listening out there, make sure you get over there at BETQL app and get on that vote because I'm curious. I'm extremely curious about the Phillies right now at plus 800 at 8-1 to win the National League. I'm going to end on that. I listen, it's hard to get value in the futures market this late in the game. And I think that the Phillies, remember, they have 7 games left against the break. This isn't for NL East. I'm talking about the actual National League. You see the numbers are falling, right? Again, like I said, at a week and a half ago, the Dodgers were at minus 170 to win the National League. They're now at minus 105. The Phillies they were plus 850. They're now plus 800. 8-1 at this stage of the game for a team whose top two pitchers are technically pitching like ass, because they are, based on what their potential is. That's a huge value to me. That's a huge value. And if you can get it, if Trey Turner can just give us a hot month or 2 weeks, they can win the National League. That they have the pitching to win the National League. And then if their bullpen can really come together, maybe crazy Cortez and Nestor, can help. Matt, listen, let me say this before we get out of here. And I always think my mind just never shuts off. My mouth never shuts. My mind never shuts off. So I'm listening to the radio. I go to Wawa, get my coffee, because that's what keeps me going. And I'm in there and I'm listening to the guy on the radio talking about, Cortez. And I'm saying to myself, because if you haven't, right, you know the Phillies signed Cortez on a minor league deal. He hasn't pitched in a couple years, or at least competitively, right? But I remember in 2009 when Ruben Amaro Jr. for the Philadelphia Phillies at that time went and signed Pedro Martinez. And he signed Pedro Martinez. Now, this was for the entire year. And Pedro didn't pitch for a while. He was pitching over there at Dominican Republic. He still was working on his game, still had his stuff. And Pedro Martinez was an integral part of that 2009 Phillies team who should have won the World Series. Okay, who didn't, because friggin' Hideki Matsui and Jorge Posada, Johnny friggin' Damon. Don't get me started as a Philly fan. Kill me. But looking at the Pedro Martinez impact as a starter, I mean, in the playoffs, going into the Bronx, hearing that Who's Your Daddy talk, just going through it and obliterating all those signs and all that negativity and pitching a friggin' gem. Okay. I look at this Cortez signing and say, this could be every bit of a gem for the bullpen in the playoffs. This could be Scott Air. Like, this could be this guy that the Philadelphia Phillies need to solidify one of those roles. They made that trade for Raleigh, comes over from the Mets. Okay. Obviously have shit in Alvarado that's not working. Okay. If you can get Cortez, right, you get Raleigh, and possibly maybe they bring up Gage Wood from the minors. And I'm saying this as being in tune here in Philadelphia because it's 8-1 to win the National League, man. 8-1. That is some great odds. Listen, if we were sitting here talking and it was plus 350, I wouldn't even give a shit. To be honest with you, I'm like, whatever. It is what it is. But you're talking 8-1. Okay, you're talking 8-1 for the Philadelphia Phillies to win the National League. I'm buying. I'm in. Okay, I am 100% sold. Let's do a quick live look. And we got 2 minutes left in the game. Angel Reese has already eclipsed double digits in rebounds. She has 10 right now. She's at a 17 PRA. We need 13 more to hit our combo bet and our single bet of 30 or more. She does have 2 fouls, so something to keep an eye on. Listen, unfortunately, 3 turnovers, a little sloppy. But I'll tell you something. Here's something, and you know what? I'm just gonna go on for a little bit. Okay, let's go on for a little bit. Again, it's the Tony Jigsaw Cotillo, host of the BETQL Market Watch over here at BETQL. Again, we are revived. We are back. Make sure you get over there, like, subscribe that YouTube page. Go follow at BETQL app on all social formats. But can we talk about Angel Reese for a minute? Just for a minute, because I'm looking at her and she just got another, as we speak, Angel Reese gets another friggin' rebound. So she's at 11 right now, and there's still a minute and a half left in the second quarter. So I want to talk about Angel Reese for a minute. And it's a shame that the WNBA and anybody, I swear, 90% of the people that talk about the WNBA have an agenda. And it sucks. right? A lot of people that talk about the W, they have a friggin' agenda, okay? And I hate it. One way or the other. They're either trying to bury people like Caitlin Clark, right? On either side, it's the people that are pro Caitlin Clark are trying to bury Angel Reese. The people that are pro Angel Reese are trying to bury Caitlin Clark. Like, can we just, and Angel Reese has got another rebound. She's at 12. Jesus Christ. She's an absolute monster. And you know what's happening? We're not like, again, here's the thing. Everybody's like, oh, have you seen her horrible missed layup? Dude, I don't care. I don't care. Nobody has sat here and talked about her offensive prowess. Can I ask everybody who hates on Angel Reese a question? Okay. When Draymond Green was in his prime, was anybody ever talking about his offensive game? Did anybody ever give a shit that he was terrible on the offensive side of the ball? Did anybody care? No. We were talking about all his dudes like an MVP, his leadership, his defensive ability on the boards, his defense, Everybody loved him. Angel Reese, now everybody wants to, she's got all the hate. Right. And again, it's not everybody, but I'm just saying it's just crazy to me because they just want to pick her apart because they don't like that she's building her own brand. They don't like that she has stuff off the court. That's all it is. Right. And I get it. Right. But these are athletes. Right. These are athletes. And listen, I'm trying to build my own brand. Right. I am. I've been trying to build my own brand for 15 friggin' years. Okay. So if you want to go chase a bag, go chase a bag. But we're talking about basketball. We're talking about hooping. That's what we're talking about. So why can't we keep that conversation? Right? Because what she's doing right now is absolutely insane. Because here's why I say this and why, because we're following a live bet right now. Okay, so here we are. We're at halftime. Okay. Angel Reese, 8 points, 12 boards, one assist, 3 turnovers, which is, listen, we watched that with Joel Embiid, the big guys down low. But 2 steals. Angel Reese is filling up the stat board with 2 steals. I don't care if she's 3 for 9. You know what I care about? She's filling up the stat board and doing everything she can to make her team win. She is an automatic double-double machine. That's why her number was minus 380. And right now, we're at a 21 PRA. We need 9 total points from boards to assist the points for her to hit the PRA. We hit the combo bet, plus we hit the single bet, so we have a good day. It's that simple, right? It's that simple. I love it. I just love to see what she's doing. I do. I love to see. And again, I love basketball. I'm an advocate for everybody. I just wish that we could just elevate these players, okay? Elevate the players and not just pick out what they do wrong. Let's just highlight, yes, I understand the analysts have a job to do. I get it. But I always feel like it's biased for some reason. And because their fandom sets in. It's just crazy to me. It's just, I just had to talk about it. It's just crazy to me. My man Japan checking in. What's up, Japan? Javon says her game is starting to be more well-rounded. Yep, 100%. She's stepping out to the 3-point line, bringing the ball up, and plays with a motor and intensity on the glass that you can't match. I'm telling you, Javon, she is an absolute beast. And I say this, like, this is the crazy part, right? I'm going to say this with all that. I don't want to sound chauvinistic at all, right? But Angel Reese amazes me because she can go from Miss Bougie to dog on the court, right? She's dressing up. She's like, she looks the part. She got the nails on. She got everything. Like, she's bougie. Like, she come in rocking that bougie wear, which I love. Brings me back to that 90s R&B stuff. You know what I mean? But it amazes me that she can convert that quick to that dog mentality on the court, bro. She's an absolute beast. I compared her to somebody like a Ben Wallace, right, in the men's league, right? That kind of fierce competitor down low. I mean, and people laughed at me. I'm like, why? I don't understand. right? She's just got a dominance about her. And what you said is so true that she's trying, she's the one thing that I think she got a lot of flack for was they just, and again, this is what happens. Everybody's stereotypical. Okay. We stereotype everybody. Okay. It's a shame. What we do, we label everybody and we stereotype everybody. And because she was building her brand, because she was seen dressed up in clubs, right? She came out with her own podcast, because she did all that, right away, people labeled her. She's all about Angel. She don't care about nothing else. She don't care about the game. She's not going to work hard. She's not putting the time in. That couldn't have been further from the truth, man. Just straight bullshit. Okay, which is it's typical. I feel like for the WNBA fan anymore. It's a shame. Okay, and good for her to come out there and just prove that she is just as good as anybody else, and she set records herself, man. And she is giving us some fantastic highlights and in-game ability. That listen, I don't know again if who's going to come up and be another Angel Reese. I know it's early in her career, but you think about it, what she's been able to do, like on both sides, it's crazy, man. Right? Crazy. Word on the street is Angel Reese is a JR, is a junior. Wait, what? Okay, you got to help me out, Japan. Sometimes you comment and I feel like an idiot. What do you mean? You got to help me out, brother. What do you mean? Right now, again, it's halftime and we're 37-36 Sparks. So we're going to be getting out of here in a minute. So as we go offline, we'll continue to watch the game because I want to watch the second half of this game to see what happens. Right now, Seattle up 6-2 against the Phillies. Wow. We got Pittsburgh and San Diego at zeros. We got Cleveland up 2-1, Chicago up 2-0 in Arizona, and Minnesota 3-1 over those Athletics. So let's check in real fast to is Paul Skeens back? Meaning like it. Oh, it wasn't Skeens. I was Ashcraft. I'm sorry. I think Skeens is tomorrow. So Ashcraft tonight, only 1K. Robbie Ray with 4. How about Robbie friggin' Ray, man? How good has he been? 4Ks for Robbie Ray. Again, that's a pitcher's duel right there. Ashcraft doesn't have the Ks, but he only gave up 2 hits and walk 1. He's got 1 strikeout and 2 hits and only walk 1. So, very, very interesting. Oh, her mom has the same name. Really? Get out of here. That's pretty cool, man. I didn't know she was. Well, you said junior. You know what? I'm Japan. I am so not used to people using the word junior anymore. It's crazy. All right, it's crazy. So when I saw that, I was a little confused. I'm gonna get out of here, boys. Again, we went an hour, but that's okay. You know how I roll, right? We start talking and we start going, we start flowing. Everybody checking in. We're rolling. We're having some fun. Again, BETQL app on all social formats. Make sure you get over there, like, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Keep this going. Again, we'll be live on Wednesday night. Japan says, funny story. Me and my dad have the same name, but I'm not a junior. Me and my dad have the same name, but I'm not a junior either because my dad has a middle name and I don't have a middle name. So I can't be a junior. Right. So I'll feel you. I'm the same way, bro. So we have a lot in common. We have more stuff in common, Japan. We are just listen, get over there at BETQL.co, get your 3-day trial. Okay. I gotta get you guys a code. I'm gonna get on that this week. And then after that, you get your 20% off. As always. And you get me, man, to help you through. We are get our prop sheets right now. NFL prop sheet is up. The team is working on it for week 1. I cannot wait. The star system will be included. We are going to have some fun, man, for NFL season and NBA season as well. And the rest of MLB. Just think about it, man. We're going to have a 3-segment show. Man, we got MLB, NFL. And I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to just have me 3 days a week. I'm going to be on here more. I can't help it, man. I love this time of year. I love talking with everybody and I love talking fantasy, love talking DFS, love talking game bets, money lines, crazy parlays. You know, we're going to get jigsaw crazy right here on the Market Watch. So, again, Angel Reese, we need 9 total in the second half to hit the combo bet. And again, go back, we're looking at Ian Seymour tomorrow. We're looking at Aaron Nola, and we're looking at Taj Bradley once those props come out. Get ready for the market mover tomorrow. Hop over there in the BetQL chat, and we will be living it up. As always, I thank everybody for checking in. Japan, Javon, everybody else, the other 107 live viewers that have been with us for an hour and a half, which is fantastic. Everybody stay safe and stay healthy, and we'll catch you back here Wednesday night.